Hey there, I just want to show you how to get started in Freckle. Um, when you first sign up at freckle.com, you're going to basically just put in your email and it's going to ask you for a couple of different personalization questions. What grade do you teach? What subject areas do you teach? Pick all of the subject areas because even though my blog post and this focuses on math, the ELA has a great word study feature, and the science and social studies stuff are really exciting too. And that's new. So there's definitely a lot to do there. When you get into the main site, you're going to be guided through creating your first class, and you can go ahead and give it a name. I'm just going to say class one and hit next. I'm going to say grade two and hit next. You can pick more than one grade, which is great for special ed classes. Okay. And I'm just going to pick like student one. And you don't have to put in whole last names if you don't want to. Sometimes you could put the year, whatever you want to do. Oh dear, it's not 2018. Okay. Add the student. I'm just going to say I'm done adding the student. And it gives you your class code. You don't need to write it down. You can find it all the time in your roster. So here's your class code. Here are your students. You can add a co-teacher, which is another great feature, especially if you are a gen ed teacher working with a special ed teacher, or if you're teaching co-teaching an inclusion classroom. Fantastic options. You can also specifically change each student's grade level or print login cards for them, which is also a nice option. You can clear tape them into the front of their agenda, and they'll always have them. So once you do that, I'm just going to go right into assignments and show you how this works. Okay, so when you want to add an assignment, as I said in my blog post, you can only add one type of assignment at a time. So you could do an adaptive practice assignment, you could do a fact practice, you could do a number facts, a target practice, but you can only do one of each of those at a time. So for example, again, in my blog post, I said you could give the whole class the adaptive practice with the pretest on Monday. On Tuesday, you might have a small group working in a targeted practice assignment for a specific standard. When they finish that assignment, you can assign to another group of students. So you can assign to the next group of students for Tuesday, and then the next group of students for Wednesday, et cetera, et cetera. Benchmark assessment, same thing. You get 30 of them with the free edition. Use it at the end of each unit and space them out throughout the year. The free version is really all you need. You just have to be flexible and work around it a little bit. And that is it. That's all you have to do. When you go to create an assignment, let's say we're going to do a standards-based assignment. It's going to ask what students you want to give it to. You're going to continue. You're going to pick your standard. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick one. It reminds you what it is. Always double check to make sure it matches. Never trust technology completely. Continue. And then do you want all the skills in the standard? Absolutely. How many questions do you want? You can do a mini ticket, an exit ticket, or you could do the 10 question practice, which is what I like to do for the station. And continue. And then there's your assignment, your summary, just make sure you're good, and then you can assign it immediately. And then the students, when they sign in on the app or using the website, they're going to see from their teacher and a little red notification. They go in, they do their practice, you can see their progress, you can look at different reports. If you go under math, you can see the assignments, the standards, and then here are the reports. So you can look at some different types of reports, and that can guide your future instruction, creating groups, etc., etc. And those are the basics. Freckle is one of the easier differentiated math apps to use, and I think you're really going to like it. Enjoy.